Hey everyone, have I here Bruno video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be discussing the Big Bang Saiyan Day for 2024. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So yeah, the data download happened on JP. Hopefully it'll happen on Global pretty soon. But we really just have all the details for this upcoming celebration, and it looks incredible. We are getting my boy Vegeta as the Saiyan Day celebration, as I wanted kind of a blue Vegeta, but hey, we'll take Super Saiyan Big Bang Attack Vegeta, or what I'm just going to abbreviate as the Dokkan Fest BBV. He's pretty awesome. So when is this all going to drop here? This is going to drop 3/17, which is in a couple of days from now at 11:18 Pacific Daylight Time. Remember, we are in daylight savings time, so check your local time zones to figure out when this is your time here. But basically it is 11 o'clock would be the reset time, so it'll be 18 minutes after reset. This is a situation though, I will be out of town. I'll be in Denver on the 17th. This is a Sunday here, so hopefully I can get to some sort of recording device to summon. We'll see what happens. But if not, I'll be back on the 19th, and then I'll maybe just summon on my main account then. We also, of course, have the details for the EZA, or the Super EZA to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's going to be dropping on the 21st at 1 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So that is the schedule that we know when everything's dropping. So we also get to see that we have here the banner, and it looks really good. So we have the new Dokkan Fest BBV. We have an incredible unit. I can't wait to dive into the details here. This King Vegeta is pretty awesome. We have last year's Saiyan Day unit in Goku. We have Majin Vegeta, which was what, a few years ago, and then we have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, just, you know, Dokkan Festival exclusive LR, just hanging out there right on the side. So we'll see what else is on this banner here, but this is already looking like a really good banner. And for those who are asking, you know, should I summon for this? This is a pretty amazing unit, and this unit also is incredible too. For global, I think it's, you know, we're still a ways from the 9-year anniversary. I think you can go ahead and summon for these two units because it is very, very good. The current situation with global, these units will be able to you know, create some teams, or create a team that can do all the hard content. Maybe make 9-year anniversary a little bit easier as well. So I don't know if it's a must summon, but it's a summon for me for sure. So let's go ahead and dive into the unit in of itself. You got the SSR, and then you got the TUR, and of course he also this unit also goes Super Saiyan, and that's going to be the Super Saiyan Big Bang Attack BBV. Is looking good, right? So let's dive into the stats here, starting with the base form Vegeta. And so I can make this bigger. Can I make this bigger here? Let's see. What's going on? Here we go. Let's make this bigger here. There we go. So the leader skill, I thought it was going to be, you know, difficult to maybe make a team. I was able to look at the leader skill, and it's pretty good. It has some solid units that you can run, and it is Vegeta's family of Super Saiyans. That's 170, and then it's a double triple with 3 boosts to 200%, Pure Saiyan's Battle of Wits, and then Mastered Evolution. So but here's really where it's the impressive piece here, this and then the transformation. The passive skill here is a key +2 attack defense 150%, and then you have straight up guard, boom, guard up front, and then reduces damage by 18% and launches an additional super attack for 3 turns. So guaranteed super attack, and that's important because you can't see it here. Let me see if it pops up. That's the transformation. The SA attack stacks. It raises attack and defense, and then seals. So this extra super attack is highly, highly beneficial. What is going on? There we go. Highly beneficial as a guarantee, and then of course proccing everything else. So this is for sure an additional attack setup for this unit. And then after your 3 turns, or during that, you'll get the bump here. But then you also get a bump when the more HP remaining when the character is first attacking the turn. or attacks for the first time in the turn, the greater the additional attack boost within the turn, up to 150%. So you want to have as much HP as possible, and you're going to get this additional boost there. Now, the more HP remaining when the character receives an attack for the first time in a turn, the greater the additional defensive boost, the greater the HP is another 150%. So hugely beneficial if you can max that out. But you know, you might be running it maybe like 100 or 120 a lot of times, so it's still going to be a really nice significant boost. Then you get an additional plus 31% to defense with each attack received, up to 80%. So generally you only really need 3 attacks on you, and you can max that out at 80%. And then launches additional attack has a great chance of becoming a super attack when there is a Goku attacking in the same turn, or enemy whose name is Goku. So interestingly enough, that could be beneficial on some in-game and JP. Global at this point in time, you're not going to really fight a red zone Goku until we get blue zone in the 9-year anniversary. So again, very solid. They built the non-transformed unit very solid because of the stacking ability. You kind of want to keep this around until you're like, okay, I'm pretty good on the stacking. I'm ready to now have guaranteed damage mitigation, which I'll show you how that then works. So how you transform, it's also fairly easy. They could have just made it like Golden Frieza or some of these other units that you can say you just basically transform anytime, because here you can be activated when HP is 18% or more starting from the 3rd turn. Or they could just said, hey, starting from the 3rd turn, because that's generally going to happen, is the 18% restriction. So there you have it. After the 3rd turn you can transform, but again, you might be sticking around in base form because of the stacking ability, and so that's smart of them to really, doesn't really matter if they restricted the transformation, you'd still kind of stick around and do these extra super attacks to go ahead and stack. So once you become Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan BBV, again, we'll make this bigger here. Can I make this bigger? No. Right here, make this bigger. There we go. Here's where the extra benefit comes from when you transform. When you transform, you lose the stacking. It's only going to be attack and defense for 1 turn. So you lose the stacking, but you get your key plus 3 HP attack defense 180%. Still straight up guard, which is super impressive. Reduces damage received by 18%. So this comes back when you transform, plus an additional 180% when attacking if HP is 30% or more. So you don't have to worry about, like, you know, maxing out HP. The more HP you have, it's just 30% or more, you're getting an additional 180%. It's crazy. And then launches additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack, and plus an additional 30% if the target enemy's HP is 80% or less when attacking, and then plus an additional 30% if the target enemy is 60% when attacking, and then plus an additional 50% if the target enemy is 40% or less when attacking. So the lower amount, this is basically they want you to have the opportunity to finish this character, this enemy here. And then you get additional 180%. Just, oh, by the way, 180% defense when receiving an attack. And then launches additional super within the same turn that disables enemies' attack action once within a turn after receiving that. That's super, super strong. So, solid unit. A lot of people are already saying, like, best TUR in the game. I cannot not disagree with that, especially at transformation state. He is absolutely incredible. Again, it just greatly raises defense, attack and defense for 1 turn, and seals super attack. And then this right here, the Big Bang attack. This is what we want. No Mushroom Cloud, unfortunately. We do get a KO screen, and the Big Bang attack is activated after the character receives 3 or more attacks turn in the battle, or facing 1 enemy whose HP is 80% or less. And then you have this massively raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to enemy, and then all attacks become critical hits when that turn is activated. So yeah, they did a good job. So BBV here is I was like, when the preview came out, when the reaction came out, I was like, oh, maybe this is a TUR. I might just actually rainbow the first banner because I love it so much. But even more so, they said, you know what, let's go ahead and also give you a King Vegeta. Card art looks fantastic, but even better, the unit. The unit's crazy. I actually made this little right here, make this bigger here. So leader skills, you don't really care too much about. But okay, passive skill. Look at this. Key +3, attack and defense 180%, plus an additional attack and defense 90% when attacking. Changes physical key spheres to AGL key spheres, and then reduction of damage received by 18% with 3 or more key sphere obtained, and then plus an additional 18% damage reduction when 3 or more AGL. So because of the orb change, the likelihood of you getting 3 or more AGL key spheres, very likely. So you're gonna basically get 36% damage mitigation. But here's where it gets amazing. Pure Saiyans and Vegeta's family category allies is attack and defense 30%. Guess what? This works like Vados. This works like all these ones that have, you know, additional categories on here. You're getting, or Vegeta's getting, Pure Saiyans and Vegeta, so it's attack and defense 60% is what they're getting there. And then, oh, by the way, on top of that, and a chance to perform a critical hit 18%. Oh, by the way, you also get plus an additional attack and defense 90%, and all allies an additional key +3 and attack and defense when performing a super attack if there is an ally when Vegeta is attacking the same turn. Okay, so good, so valuable, must run support unit. They did a good job on King Vegeta. So, oh, let's see, go back over here. What else did I miss? Yeah, so this is a super attack here, just greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. So nothing too special. Anyway, great unit. So here's the 200% team that you can run here on all the units. This is the initial page for the LRs and the TURs. I was worried. It's not good on global right now, but when the 9-year anniversary rolls around with the EZA to Evolution Vegeta, and then even you can run Broly on this team here, you know, you have some options, right? Especially then you have the EZA Vegeta you have, which is, you know, running at 2% on this team here. Again, that's beneficial because he has Vegeta and Goku, and being Goku on the team, all that good stuff, right? So and I would assume the Tech Gogeta is going to EZA, you know, very soon as well. So we'll see when that happens. Let's see here, anything kind of just jump out here. Maybe the other Broly get EZA'd, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. We have Goku on this team here. We have, I'm seeing anything else. We got a different Super Saiyan Vegeta as a support unit. You could possibly use him. We have the EZA to Bardock, right, on JP. That's going to be very useful. Unfortunately, not enough low-class Saiyan low-class warriors on that, but you could run them on a particular team. Yeah, you also have the Vegeta support you can run from Dragon Ball Heroes. Endgame might not be the way to run there. Anything else that kind of jumps out? Some of these other units here that you can run. But you can see there's a good amount of different units that you can run. Some of these, you know, need a little EZA help. Yeah, pretty strong all the way through. So, and then finally, we have the details for the EZA AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This was kind of very interesting. Actually, let me grab a cursor. I didn't have the cursor on here. I was kind of reading through it. It really didn't jump off the page. It's crazy the amount of boost that they end up getting. So if they're going to do stuff like this with all the other EZAs, it's going to be very interesting to see what that happens here. But, you know, they have this turn limitation, which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of, right? And we're in long events now, and these limitations isn't long enough. So, you know, key +2 attack and defense 200%, performs critical hit for 1 turn in the character's entry turn. Okay, so, and then super class allies, chance to perform a crit 20%, and then extreme class allies with 10% for 3 turns starting from the entry turn. They could have made this they could have just made this the whole fight, right? 20% crit, 10% crit for extreme. I don't know why they put a turn limitation there. Then you have a plus an additional attack defense 150% for 5 turns from the character's entry turn. So you can see there's like all these, you know, buffs that go away, plus an additional attack and defense 150%, high chance of launching an additional super attack when performing a super attack 7 turns. And then once those goes away, man, it's plus an additional 100 attack and defense 100% when performing a super attack starting from the 8th turn. So once all this drops off, and then medium chance of evading enemy attack, plus an additional chance of evading enemy attack 30% before attacking, and I hate that. And then plus an additional 150% and a high chance of performing a critical hit for 3 turns after an evading an attack. So evasion's important, and then your first 7 turns is, well, actually your first 5 turns is really strong. And then after 7 turns, yeah, you only are gonna just be left with this. I don't think this unit stacks, so yeah, I just don't like the turn limitation on here. So depends on, you know, how you like the super easy. I'm impressed that we get a lot of stuff. I'm just not so overly impressed on what we actually end up getting. So again, very interesting to see what the other super easy A's are going to look like. So there you have it, boys and girls. This is kind of where I'm going to end it here. I just want to cover, you know, King Vegeta and BBV. Super strong, super good. Is it a must summon? Yeah, I know the anniversary is right around the corner. Beast Gohan is way, you don't say way better, but it is a better unit overall. But this being probably the best TUR in the game right now on JP and on Global, it's gonna stay with Global at least for until anniversary, which is still about 4 months away, right? So anyway, do what you will with your Dragon Stones, but of course I will be summoning. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time. Later.